Nick Fuentes has said a long list of very vile things.
Big time, including attacking my dad, which was the most vile of all, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I personally have watched videos of him questioning the Holocaust, likening it to baking cookies in the oven, and there's no way you could have gotten to 6 million, seems to be his theory. He seems to think that we've way overstated the number of Jews killed in the Holocaust. He's ripped on poor Usha Vance in the most offensive terms, which I mean, so what do you say to those people? Say, why didn't you raise any of that?
You interviewed Vladimir Putin. I mean, isn't Vladimir Putin worse than Nick Fuentes? I feel like he's at least a little bit worse, right?
You know, do your own interview the way that you want to do it. You're not my editor. Buzz off. I mean, I don't know. You want to go yell at...
Absolutely based fucking response. I'm not accountable to you. I'm accountable to my audience, and that's it. I love this. Thank God. Thank God we're moving away from this weird virtue signal garbage. Holy shit, man.
Nick Fuentes, I'll give you his cell. Call him and go sit and yell at him and feel virtuous or whatever. That's up to you. I got the same thing with Putin. Why aren't you yelling at him? Okay, why? So I can show that I'm a good person?
So I cannot be dead?
I care about what my wife thinks, my children think, and God thinks, and that's it. I don't need to prove that I'm a...
Wow. Did not give a fuck. Okay.
Good person to you. You may think I'm a terrible person. Okay, I'm just doing my thing, which is I want to understand what people think. And I'm committed to that. And if you don't like it, don't watch. That's my view.
Oh, man. I used to pray for times like this. Thank God. The weird purity testing, moral policing, busybody, I'm gonna tell you what to do bullshit is finally dying.
Mr. Trump and Ms. Trump, I'd like to ask about your father's relationship with Israel.
Oh, boy. It's going mainstream. It is. It is going mainstream.
He's taken over $230 million from pro-Israel groups. During the summer against Iran, even though he advised against it, Israel still attacked Iran, and the U.S. still bombed on behalf of Israel.
Yeah.
Your father's frustrations with Netanyahu have been made clear when he cursed on national TV over the situation.
He said they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Israel has not been a great ally to the U.S. all the way since 1960 when they bombed the USS Liberty.
And, bro...
Israel is a nation where Christians are constantly under attack in both Gaza and the West Bank.
I don't know whether that's
We
true.
talk about America first and defending Christians, but how can we do this if we align ourselves with a nation that does not do that itself?
Man. People waking up to this real quick. Is this guy a plant? Yeah, he's a cactus.
There's no question my father's had frustration. In fact, I think he's had frustration throughout the whole conflict with both sides. At the same time, make no mistake, you have a nation that is chanting death to America every single day on the streets of Tehran. You have a nation that will develop a nuclear weapon, and you have a nation that will use that nuclear weapon against the Western way of life. There's no question about it.
I hate this weird thing that, like, we have to be on Israel's side because Iran is bad. Iran is obviously run by a bunch of militaristic religious shithead retards. It is. I'm not a fan. I don't like the people that are running it. I don't want them to have nukes. And I would even support U.S. intervention to prevent them from having nuclear bombs. Nuclear bombs that are under control of a, insane extremist Islamic government, I consider an existential threat to the entire world. So yeah, Like, I'm fine with that. But that doesn't mean we have to fund and have politicians owned by Israel here. Like, we work with other countries to solve problems constantly without these other countries having the flag of that country next to the American flag. We do this all the time. Israel is not saying death to America in the streets. Listen, a lot of Iranians don't even like the Iranian government either. You have to remember that Iran before 1979, there's a lot of people that are alive now that were still then. It's not like every Iranian hates Americans either. A lot of them are under an oppressive, religious, extremist government that is militaristic. It's basically a terrorist government. And they're not even able, do you know the reason why we didn't get a lot of footage out of Iran whenever Israel was bombing them? It's because Iran turned off the internet. They just turned it off. They're awful. The government there is terrible. Not the Iranian people. I'm sure some of them are assholes, for sure. Of course they are. But when you actually really look at the individuals there, I'm not going to go and blame them. What the fuck? No, and also none of this has to do with Israel. We don't have to pick Israel just because we don't like Iran. Who made these rules? Oh, that's right, Israel.
Have a nation that will use proxies around the world, whether it's Yemen, whether it's a lot of other ones, to inflict serious harm on this nation, and they don't hide it. They don't hide it. In fact, it's really interesting. About a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago,
you don't know that?
They put out, the Ayatollah in Iran put out an emoji, a little short video clip of a drone hovering over my father's head as he played golf. This was literally posted on the Ayatollah's, Twitter page, following my father around a golf course with a crosshair right on top.
What the fuck does this have to do with Israel? Just because Israel attacks Iran sometimes, we have to immediately... what a bunch of bullshit, man. And you see this guy, right? This guy he's probably, I think, an early 20s, maybe mid-20s guy. He's a young guy. And I think that's... And you look at a lot of these other people, these are also young guys. He not having it? Nah, bro. Like, that's it.
Of him, as if they wanted to assassinate him, and as if they wanted to hurt him. Guys, Iran wanted to destroy our way of life. They wanted to hurt us. They wanted to inflict real pain. What I can tell you about my father is, in terms of Israel, he wants a peaceful Middle East. He wants peace around the world. He wants to end the killing. He did that with India and Pakistan. He did that, obviously, you saw what he did with Cambodia and Thailand. He's tried to stop every conflict because he's sick and tired of the death and destruction.
And I think that's amazing. I think Trump has done a great job utilizing tariffs to stop international conflicts. I think it is tremendous, and I don't think he gets enough credit for it. I do. I think it's a great thing. It is an amazing, great thing. But the problem is when guys like this guy right here, he's going to go home and maybe he can't afford internet. Maybe he's in debt. Maybe he's still living at his mom's house. That's what he's going to be thinking about. He's not going to be thinking about Rwanda or Serbia or Pakistan. He's going to be thinking about his own house. That's the problem. I think that we can all agree that it's great that Trump did these international things. Like, not we can all agree, but I think it's great. Personally, I do. I really think it's incredible. I think it's great. I think it's great what he did with the Middle East. It's great that he's trying to establish relations with, like, Syria. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm a massive advocate for it. But this is still not... He's the president of the United States, not the president of the world. And we need to have more domestic solutions for things. And the amount of, I think, tail wagging the dog that it seems like Israel is doing to America is very unsettling for a lot of young guys like him. And I think that Trump and the other politicians, like Ted Cruz is another one. We're going to get to Ted Cruz. If they don't get that, I think that they're just not going to get the votes, man. They're not going to get the votes. For everyone, yeah.
So there have been times that he got mad at Netanyahu. There's plenty of times where he's gotten mad at Putin. There's times where he's been mad
hope so.
at Zelensky. And he uses all of that as a tool to stop pain and destruction and death of people that are our age, your age in most cases, who have become political pawns and who have been marched into literally trenches and killed by the millions.
That's true. The guys in Russia and Ukraine didn't really, the guys that are actually getting killed in the war, the same as in Palestine and, the IDF. IDF does mandatory conscription, right? Like you have to go to the IDF or you go to jail or something like that, right? Young guy. This is the way. Welcome to every war in history. Every war in history is started by old people and then young people die in it. That's what happens.
And that's what my father wants to see end right this second. And that's why he's worked so hard for peace around the world. In fact, Donald Trump is the only president in United States history that's never brought America to war. And I hope he keeps following in that crusade.
Can we get a follow-up?
In response to the nukes from Iran, Israel has nuclear weapons and is not a part of the IAEA, unlike Iran.
Oh my God. So the IEA, by the way, is, I forgot what the acronym stands for, but it's basically, do you know how like people are saying that Iran has like enriched uranium at like 60% or 80% or something like that? They're the ones that check that. Look at his face.
In response to the nukes from Iran, Israel has nuclear weapons and is not a part of the IAEA, unlike Iran. And it's just sad to see because I've never seen the American president get treated the way he does by the Israeli government.
Here's what I'll add. Do we or do we not have phase one of a peace agreement in the Middle East right now?
Where's phase one of the House agreement in the United States? Look at his face. She didn't answer? That's true.
Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but I'll tell you what, this president works with what he has.
You also got phase one of the Epstein files, too.
He believes in peace through strength, and whether we're talking about in the Middle East, whether we're talking about a 40-year war like Armenia and Azerbaijan, as Eric just pointed out, a 5-day war in Thailand and Cambodia.
What was the question? The question was, list off things that Trump did that were good.
President of peace. And sometimes you have to be slightly unconventional with how you get there. You use what you have. That is certainly what he's been able to do. And I would just say peace around the world sounds pretty good to me, and that's what this president is bringing.
What about the nukes, the nuclear bombs? What about the fact? Oh, okay. That's the end of it. All right. Okay, well, there we go, guys. And I don't really know what to say, guys, but it's definitely a lot. Why do you bring up things that I've not? Why do you keep bringing up things that have nothing to do with the question? Well, that's the thing, is that Kanye picked the worst time to reverse positions. Yeah, right. Well, I don't really think so. I mean, I think like really there's a lot of American Jews that are not, huge fans of Israel and think everything Israel is doing is good. I mean, I don't know like what the percentage of that is, but I don't really believe. I think that whenever you assign a form of what do you call it? Whenever you assign a form of like not really generational guilt, let me think of a better way to say it, of like regional or ethnic guilt to something, I think that you have a huge problem, right? And so that's the way I see it.
Nick
but anyway,
Fuentes
let me go back.
just
A minute. Let me look at this here. 1.7 million views, and he didn't even answer the question, just went on a long rant about how Iran hates America. The young man asked about Israel, Palestinian Christians, and the USS Liberty. The response by these two is Iran chants death to America. Yeah, young people have had enough. Proud of these college kids for pressing accountability and asking uncomfortable questions. Their energy is contagious. Yes, and you're seeing even more of this that's happening, and I think it's just going to continue. Let me go back. We'll look at a few more of these posts here too, because yeah, is it going to be like this at every college event? I hope so. And I hope that, like, I mean, Israel is one piece, right? But the Epstein stuff is another really big piece. Why are none of the rogue judges getting impeached? Why are none of the really important people getting arrested? You're saying all of these people you found all this fraud with Doge. Well, why aren't you publicizing the people that were doing it? Like, and these are really what the issues are, I would say. I think this is what a lot of people have a problem with. More than anything, that's at least what I believe. Now, obviously, it's not a 100%, but in general, I think that is overall the way that people feel about this. And I just feel like it's definitely a lot worse than it could be. And Soros and his huge family won't be locked. Yeah. Can we get so much higher? Well, yeah. And why are not Antifa routed and arrested? Yes. Groypers are everywhere. Country's hard. Yeah, there's a lot of people, right? It's fucking over for you guys. When we realize Fox News lines don't work on a generation that's been exclusively fed bullshit and false promises since we were born, you can't gaslight America any longer. Man. Isn't it crazy to see people actually collectively waking up, at least to a degree? I really think this is, it's genuinely shocking to me, if you want me to be honest. It's actually shocking.